Hello. I'm Thomas Shumahorn. You guys are watching Drawing Illustrations and Art, and I'm continuing working on this. We're working on this section right here, and so on and so forth. My trash can's all the way over there. How lazy can I be? I get to be pretty lazy. We need to get rid of all that charcoal dust right there. You might be like, man, it's a waste. No, it's not, because you can make so much. Right, I'm going to sharpen this, and then I am going to throw my timer on for 30 minutes and try and talk you guys through 30. Actually, I'm just going to put it on right now. Right? And so on and so forth. So far I'm liking the piece and whatnot. Trying to get all these details that are going to just be blended out later on and so forth. I don't think all this matters too much because I'm going to come in with darker pencils later on and more establish a lot of these darker tones. At least that's my overall goal. Before we spray it with mineral spirits, which is going to soften everything even more. Right, but we have a long way to go before that happens. Right. The reason why we had to get rid of all that charcoal is because sometimes too much charcoal builds up and it won't sharpen and whatnot. Alright, so I'm going to work right here. We want this as sharp as we can get it. We want these really sharp details, which are hard to get. Right. Kind of small, kind of fine. Want to get this background right here. Going in strong. Let me know what you guys think of these real-time videos. I wanted to do like hour stuff, but that really was not in the cards. I don't want to over obsess over all this. Right? So I'm trying to be careful. We want to push some stuff back and push some stuff in. in, or pull some stuff out is what I meant to say. Right. We just want that contrast. And I want to keep this, obviously. So I guess I'm just gonna bump between things right now, I think is the way to go. What's this? There's something right here. What if this is one of those what if moments. This would be darker, even though it's fine charcoal. Right. If I blend it out, like this. We don't want to, I don't want to use the brush here. I am going to use, you won't see this, but I'm going to use the brush right here to just knock this down a little bit. And this is thicker brush. The brush is going to move the charcoal around. It's not going to sort of move it in and whatnot. So the tortillions and really any type of cloth that will push it into the paper is going to be our friend there. Right. So I just want to pay attention to these darker shadow shapes right now. But also, if we use a thicker brush, a thinner but thicker, a thinner width but thicker brush, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? where this might give me some type of an effect that I'm looking for. Basically, we want these darker areas right here. Not bad. What's this one do? Yeah, it's kind of picking up more of it. We don't want to do that right now. You can use brushes for a lot of different things in these areas. I think tortillions are going to be the way to go though. So I'm going to try a few things. Sharpen this pencil. I don't want to lose camera cut out. I don't want to lose too much of this area. I feel like this branch is going to be kind of important and so forth, at least for right now. And so I want a good level of brightness and contrast right here. You know, maybe it directs and controls the flow of our eyes. Maybe I'm just having an ADD moment. That's pretty possible. That happens a lot and whatnot. But right now, I'm gonna play around with this kneaded eraser, get it warmed up, stretch it out, which you can't see. I'm also gonna make sure you can see what I'm working on here. And whatnot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out these highlights again. Might go over this a couple of times. I'm just going to suggest some arc, right? And I'm trying to follow this direction that we are going. Right? I don't want to lose this at all. Right? There we go. Not bad. Now, what do I want to do? I want to blur. Oh, I actually have to lower the camera now so you guys can see this. I need to get a new tripod. And you're probably going to hear me say that quite a bit, but we're going to lower this down. Because now that I've kind of brought this back, I want to blend some of this out. I'm kind of losing focus on where I was. Right? I've brought a lot of detail into here, and I don't want it in too much detail, so I'm just going to, like, gently. Just want to knock some of this down. And I might come back to it later. We just don't want that much attention brought to it right now. Might come back to it later. Might throw some more darks in there later. There seems to be a little bit of white, and that a little too much white in that area. But it might be something that is, a lot of what I'm trying to do might be something that is better brought with a darker pencil. This is a 2H, or not a 2H, but a 2B. And in charcoal terms, that means that it is only slightly sharper, or slightly softer than the HB. Trying not to break this. Definitely thinking about coming back to this. For right now, I want to get this big branch. And at this particular moment, all I'm thinking about is pushing this charcoal into the paper and creating darker, smoother impressions. That's all I want to do. did I put that? Right there it is. Everything sort of just has a tendency of disappearing on you. You know what I mean? Like, alright, so where I have put these markings, I'm just gonna soften and smooth this out. You could go over this with the brush, but the brush is going to move a lot of stuff around. It's not what I need right now. I need to I'm gonna actually switch to a little tiny guy. Little bitty guy right here. Now you could dip these in charcoal, and like soft charcoals, right? Charcoal powder. You know, somebody knows the names of things, not me, and whatnot. I really am trying to take my time with this piece. And whatnot. I don't want to forget about it though. And that seems to be the issue with half of all the pieces that I try and take my time with. I just forget about it. I think we're getting somewhere with this. Right. I don't think there's much to go and refer on with these. I don't see like people doing what I'm doing with charcoal on this level. Right, and there's some like amazing charcoal artists on there. Right, if there are, point me into the direction of people who are doing like stuff like this. So I can't find them and whatnot. Where, well, maybe this is just wrong, and I'm just doing my own thing. And whatnot. This is a lot of complexification, I guess you could say. It was very simplified to begin with, and I think that I just kind of let my ADD have a hand. In this, most definitely. Don't want too much white here. Hmm. this kind of thicker right here. We can just go over this. Like so. Gonna be a lot of this. I have to remember that we're supposed to be looking at this at a distance. It's so tempting to just render things out. Ugh. Go in these circular motions. I usually go over this like 3 times. There's only so much we can darken this though. So I think I might have to move on. Maybe not. Wouldn't there be like a shadow right here? I'm just trying to go in these circular motions. Really want to smooth these shadowy areas out. And hopefully I'm not doing too much. Right? I think the last thing I'm going to do here is this right here. Get this little area right here. And then the rest of this video will be in time lapse. I need to actually sharpen it. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There's no sickness, no toll, no danger in that fair land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father and all my loved ones who've come and gone. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is sharp and steep, but beauteous fields arise before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going